Hello, thank you for joining us here at my kitchen again. Welcome to another Manna Kitchen. Tonight we are talking about how to eat for glowing skin. And I'm super excited. You know that I'm a big fan of Dr. Sue Rad's, and this is a book she's had out for quite a few years now, Food as Medicine. But hot off the press, and I had one in my hand, but I couldn't buy it yet, but there's one coming in the mail. This is her new book. So it's the same size as this other old one. But 50 delicious plant-based recipes, 7-day menu plans, how to fill your plate, and this is actually specifically about fighting and preventing diabetes. So I'm really excited that next time we're here together in my kitchen, I'm going to be sharing those things with you, which will be great. I'm going to leave this here and Julian can zoom in on it later on if he wants to, if he has time. I'll put the book back. I actually heard Dr. Rad talking on the weekend and it was great. Alright, how beautiful does that look? This is what I call an anthocyanin bowl or a great little snack plate. So anthocyanins are a little chemical that is really, really important for the production of collagen in our skin. A lot of people say, well, I just take collagen supplements and then I eat whatever I like. Well, taking a collagen supplement is probably, for your health, to support collagen, is probably a little bit like saying, well, I eat hearts for heart health. You need to provide your body with the raw materials in order for the collagen to be made in your body. And these bright colours, the reds, the oranges, the dark purples, these are the colours that you need to be looking for in your fruit and veggies. And that way you'll be able to have really healthy skin, super happy, juicy collagen, and you'll really, really notice the difference. Because a lot of people say, well, you know, I spend a fortune on my skincare products, but our skin is nourished from the inside. Every cell needs good, good oxygen flow from our blood vessels, and our little tiny blood vessels are so fine that the little red blood cells have to line up one at a time to pass along to get the oxygen and nutrition to our cells. So just wiping a bit of something on the outside is only really going to be, skin deep, so to speak. But if you want the glow to come from the inside, then you have to nourish your body and nourish every cell. It's very, very important. Well, I'll stick this over here. Julian can have a zoom in on that later on. All right, let's get straight into this. As said, as promised, we are going to make my bread, my gluten-free bread tonight. It's very, very simple. It only takes probably about 10 minutes to make, if that. Now we're going to put it in the oven and hopefully we'll be able to get it out before we are finished tonight. It's a bit messy, so I don't usually use gloves, but I don't have time to wash my hands tonight. So into our bowl, we're going to put 100 grams of buckwheat flour. There's heaps and heaps of fibre in there and protein. And 100 grams of, this is chickpea flour or besan flour. Again, lots of protein in there, plant proteins. Something that I learnt at the weekend when Dr. Sue Rad was talking was the importance of the quality of our proteins. And animal protein, although it is a protein, there's lots of other things that are packaged in that protein that aren't as good for us. Cholesterol, saturated fat. So yes, protein, yes, but when you're eating plant proteins, then you don't have to worry about those things, saturated fat and cholesterol. What I just put in there was the Aldi gluten-free flour, which is mainly potato and arrowroot starch, I think. 40 grams of arrowroot. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. A teaspoon of Celtic salt. And I'm going to put in a whole lot of seeds. So these here, you can see I've got pepitas and I've got sunflower seeds, and I've also down the bottom got lots of little chia seeds. Now all of these seeds are fantastic for omega-3s, and omega-3s, all parts of our body need omega-3s. However, in order for our skin to make a healthy barrier or mantle, it's kind of called your mantle over your skin, you need omega-3s in your diet to do that. So make sure you're having lots of seeds and nuts. What I do is I have my nuts and seeds available, easily available, so in glass jars, so that I can just quickly grab a snack or put it in my salads. And it's just a reminder, have I had my omega-3s today? Because the mantle, or that barrier that our skin has, is a massive protector for our body. And it's actually, when it's healthy, it's balanced at a low pH, which is great for keeping pathogens and infections away. Right, so we're just mixing that up, and I have here 400 mils of warm water, and I put in 3 tablespoons of psyllium husk. So that's what I put in a little while ago, about 5 minutes. And I'm going to pour that in here. Looks very attractive, doesn't it? Sort of like a big slime ball. There's heaps of fibre in psyllium, and it's very, very good for gut health. Gut health is important to healthy skin as well. Super important. So just mixing this through. Omega-3s in sunflower seeds and chia seeds, and pepitas are also really, really important for brain health. They help the serotonin levels in our brains, and help our brain cells to connect up well. Okay, now that we've got all of that mixed, just going to get my hands in here, bring it all together. And once I've got all of that in a ball, I'm going to, you can just roll it out on a bench, but I don't want to make a big mess in my kitchen right now because I don't have time to clean it up immediately. So I'm just going to roll it here. It doesn't need to be kneaded, you just need to bring it all together. Make sure we get all those little seeds. So now I'm just going to bring it together into sort of a loaf shape. You can put it in a tin. But I'm just going to make a free-style loaf. So here we go, put it there. Going to get some olive oil spray. To grab some grown up, some little cuts on it like so. That's it. I'm going to put it in the oven. And set the timer. I'll try to take my sticky glass off. Heidi, can I get you to just take that away from me, please? For 50 minutes. Heidi, would you mind just keep pressing that until you get to 50 and then press the grey button. Alright, and something that I do when I'm measuring the 100 grams, 100 grams, 100 grams, 40 grams, I actually put it in, I make several containers. So the next time I want to make bread, I already have a little mix already there, and that will last in the cupboard, for months, but I usually use it within a few weeks. So that's all the ingredients in there, all ready to go the next time I want to make bread. Okay, we are going to head over here and we're going to make some soup. So in this pot already, just to save time, I already have 2 large onions and 2 cloves of garlic that have already been cooked in a little bit of olive oil. So extra virgin Australian olive oil. This is one of my favourites, cobra. And don't be afraid to use a little bit of olive oil. It's really important to have the natural fats, plant-based fats in your diet. Especially the whole food fats like your avocados and your seeds and your nuts, but a little bit of olive oil is good too. I won't name her, but but there's a fairly famous scientist, researcher, who says that we shouldn't eat any fat, and his wife is, she for the last 25, 30 years hasn't eaten much fat at all, and her skin is so lined. So we really need the healthy fats. Choose the healthy fats because it's so much better for your skin. Okay, thank you, Heidi. Here's our ingredients. Ready to go. Oh, Julian just grated my carrot. Lovely, Julian, thank you. Okay, so we're just bringing that back up to temperature. Make sure my water is boiled. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put in our flavours. So we're going to put in some paprika and some cumin and some curry powder and a little bit of salt. So half a teaspoon of salt, I'm just going to throw that in now. And I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of paprika. That was a fairly fat one. I really like paprika. Half a teaspoon of cumin. And a teaspoon of curry. And if you're a fan of curry, you could put more in if you like. So, 1 teaspoon of curry. We've already got our salt in. I'm just going to stir that round. And I'm going to put in myself a tablespoon of chicken-like. Use the other spoon. So this is 100% plant-based. I was just reading it the other day. It's got a great little list on here. 100% natural, 99% fat-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, no added sugars, it's low FODMAP and no cruelty to animals. And it's great for flavour. So I'm just going to put a tablespoon of that muscle powder in and stir that round. It's starting to get a little bit sticky, so I'm going to put a tiny bit of water in there. Just a little bit. Okay, it's looking beautiful. Now I'm going to put in 3 grated carrots. And I'm going to put in some mushrooms. So this is 500 grams of sliced mushrooms. And I'm going to put in a cup and a half of red lentils. Lentils are fantastic. Oh, these ones have been rinsed, and so they kind of stick together, but don't worry, they'll unstick soon. As soon as the hot water gets onto them. It's good to rinse them because there are some little rocks in there that sometimes get stuck in there from the harvesting process. And 7 cups of hot water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm pretty sure we'll get the 7th one. Yes, we will. Perfect. 7. That's just boiling water, so I'm going to put it straight back in my cupboard. It'll actually be dry next time I go looking for it. Okay, so mixing that up. Lentils are a beautiful, beautiful source of protein. These are just ones that I buy from Woolies. You can buy them from the source, per 100 grams if you like. Most health stores will have red lentils. Just a beautiful flavour, really good quality protein, lots of fibre present. So when you're eating animal protein, there's actually no fibre. Fibre is super important for our skin health, and I think of fibre as like little brooms that go through our body. There's soluble and insoluble fibre, and both of those are present in lentils. So fibre that isn't soluble, insoluble fibre, that goes through, and that's like little brooms that clean all of our digestive system. And the soluble fibre actually gets into our blood and helps to reduce cholesterol and keep our blood vessels clean. So it's a win-win. Get back on there. We're going to use this later. So after this is cooked, we'll just give that a little bit more of a stir. After that's cooked, I'm I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a cup of soy milk in. This is my favourite soy milk, Calci Plus. So for women like me and for anyone, but I need the extra calcium. Being post-menopausal, it's important to think about our calcium, good quality calcium. Calcium that doesn't strip calcium off our bones. We don't want that. We want the soy calcium, plant-based. The other thing to remember too is that with soy, a lot of people get nervous about soy, but soy is actually soy products. So I'm going to use some little edamame beans in the next salad that I'm making. But it's really, really important for, I think it's called hormonal balance. Okay, so don't be afraid of soy. It's not going to, if you've got high hormonal issues, it'll bring it down. If you've got low hormonal issues, it'll bring it up. So soy is great. And in places like Japan, people say, oh, you've got to worry about boys getting breasts and things like that with soy. It's not true. It doesn't. The countries like Japan and China that have been eating soy for hundreds of years don't have that problem. Maybe the sumo wrestlers, but I think they have a completely different diet. It's not a traditionally Japanese or Chinese diet. Alright, let's get rid of that. So we're going to put a cup of that in later on. I'll leave this here for later. I'll give this one a tidy. Thank you, lovely.
Question, what about high estrogen in soy?
So the estrogen in soy is a phytoestrogen. So phytoestrogens don't work like animal estrogens. So a lot of people are worried about estrogens. I'd be more worried about drinking cow's milk. That's very high in hormones, and which are designed to grow a little baby cow from a tiny little newborn up into a 1 ton, well, almost 1 ton cow within 18 months. So not that they drink milk the whole time, but designed for very rapid growth. That isn't what happens with phytoestrogens. So phytoestrogens regulate our hormones, like I was saying before. So in places like our bones, females' bones, they will actually heighten our estrogen for protection. In places like our breasts, where we don't want high estrogen because that's dangerous, it brings on cancer, it will actually lower. So phytonutrients, phytoestrogens are not dangerous like estrogen would be in things like milk, dairy milk. Hope that answers the question. Alright, what we're going to make next is we're going to make a cruciferous salad with a sunny sour cream dressing. And I need a big bowl. What did I do with that big bowl? Ah, there it is. Thank you, honey. I knew it was around something. So we are going to put in here lots and lots and lots of cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables are high in vitamin D. They have some vitamin A as well. They're very protective against cancer. So some broccoli, some cauliflower and broccoli. And then we're going to put in some beautiful colours for our anthocyanin. So some red or purple onion. Red or purple onion. We're going to put in, look at that, I love red capsicum. It's so expensive at the moment, but just adding a bit to your salad. If you think about its protective values, it's pretty amazing. And hey, it's cheaper than medication. So think of it as medicinal in your bowl. And the great thing about capsicum is that it's so high in vitamin A, and our bodies really, really need vitamin A in order to make healthy collagen in our bodies. And red capsicum is also really, really high in vitamin C. So for those of us who are getting older, the collagen rate of production actually slows. And if we want collagen to stay, collagen production to stay high, we need to make sure we're eating lots of vitamin C and lots of vitamin A. So those bright orange and bright red and yellow vegetables. Alright, we're going to put in some sliced Kalamata olives, and we're also going to put in some
Capers.
Capers! Some little capers. These are great for flavour. They just give a really beautiful flavour burst. Look at that colour. Isn't it amazing? So stirring all of those through. Now we're going to make a dressing. Okay, so for our dressing we're going to use 3/4 of a cup of water. And we're going to use 1/2 cup of sunflower seeds, so that's our omega-3s again that we were talking about earlier. And some cashews, nice healthy protein and fibre. And we're going to put in a little bit of turmeric. Now if you don't want it to be yellow, if you want sort of more like a sour cream consistency, a nice white creamy sauce or spread, don't put the turmeric in. But turmeric is fantastic for lowering inflammation, so I love to use turmeric. And some salt, some salted salt, and about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So how juicy is this lemon? Beautiful. The local lemon that someone gave me. I need to go and pick my lemon. I've got 1 lemon from my tree that's just starting to be ready. It doesn't matter if a little seed or two falls in there. I've got seeds in there already after all. I'm going to wash my hands. And now we're just going to blend that. We just want to blend it and make it nice and creamy.
Yeah.
While that's blending, I just wanted to encourage you to drink lots of water. So Sarah on the weekend was saying that drinking 5+ cups of water, which is about 4.5, 5+ cups of water a day will actually reduce your risk of death from any kind of disease by 50%. It's so simple, isn't it? 5 cups of water a day. Super easy. Anyone can do that. But most of the time, most of us are actually dehydrated because that's pure water. The water we're pouring, pure coffee, 5 cups of pure water. So it's super simple to do. Okay, I think that's ready. And I've noticed myself on the days that I drink a lot of water, I try to drink at least 2 litres, if not 3 litres a day. My skin is so much more hydrated. It just looks plumper and healthier at the end of the day. So this is our sunny sour cream. So it's a beautiful dressing that's cholesterol free and saturated fat free. It's got lots of healthy fats that will make our collagen happy, and all the cells that support its growth. Okay. Oh, I don't miss any of that out. Let's scrape it from the bottom. Okay. We'll mix that through. Look at all those beautiful, beautiful colours. That vitamin C and the vitamin A. Vitamin C is actually a cofactor in collagen production. So get into that citrus and that red capsicum this winter and you will notice a difference in your skin. Make sure we've got all mixed through. Right to the bottom. Might just get a little plate that looks prettier. There we go. That's our cruciferous salad with sunny sour cream dressing. It's really easy. And that's actually a whole food. Because you've got the protein in with the nuts and seeds in the dressing, you could pack that for a lunch. And that will keep for a few days in your fridge. It's really tasty, it's really crunchy, and it's a really full-bodied salad. Great for winter. I'm going to hand this over to Heidi. Can you share this with my friends over at the table? Thank you. It's a little bit heavy. Maybe come back to that one. Just get rid of these. Okay, let's make another salad. This is one of the favourite salads that we make at Manna Haven. It's called our Beet-Jewelled Salad because it's got lots of beetroot in it. Beet-jewelled. Instead of bejewelled, beet-jewelled. So, you can see here the gorgeous colours that we're going to be using. So, you've got those beautiful yellow carotenoids in our carrots that are so important for healthy skin collagen production. And we've got some green apples with the skin, and we've got lots down in there, lots and lots of beetroot. So let's head over this way, because I need to blend it. So we're just going to dump all of this in here. Interesting thing on beetroot. Beetroot juice and grated beetroot in a salad, but especially beetroot juice, is fantastic for increasing your blood's capacity to carry oxygen. And during the London Olympics, when that research came out, it was actually almost impossible to buy beetroot anywhere because all of the athletes wanted to improve their blood's ability to carry oxygen, because obviously you can exercise, you can run better and be at your peak when you've got lots of oxygen in your blood. So yeah, they knew the wonderful properties of beetroot, and they were all into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to blend that up. Let's see if we can fit it all in here. I think I meant to grab another bowl and I didn't. That's okay. So there we go. See if we can squeeze it all back in here. The dressing just drizzles over, so it's pretty good. Look at those gorgeous colours. It's a really crisp, crunchy salad. If you're going to make it ahead of time, I make it without the dressing, and I just add the dressing just before I'm going to serve it. So if you made a batch like this and there was only a couple of you living at home, what I would do is I would just store this in a fridge in a container, a sealed container, and then just take it out as you need it and add a little bit of dressing. Not wasting your beautiful beetroot. Okay, let's come over here and make the dressing. So just grab a jar with a lid, and we're going to put 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So that's just your regular apple cider vinegar, which is great for gut health. Your healthy gut bacteria loves apple cider vinegar. And then we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. A teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to shake that up. Shake, shake, shake. And then just hold this on the top. Grab a spoon, stir it through. And the way that I like to serve it, it's almost like a little entree. Julian, can you, or maybe not Julian, Heidi, could you grab me one of those little tiny white plates? Yeah, it's tricky for you. Sorry, darling. Sorry, little white plates. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, darling. Alright, so I just grab a half cup and I fill the half cup up and I just really pack it full, really hard, like this. And put it on my plate like this. Okay. And then I just put some of these on. So this is edamame, so this is soy again. It's a wonderful way to get the benefits of soy. Really healthy fats and all those phytoestrogen is so good for you. Look at that, so pretty. So that's how I like to serve that particular salad. And that was simple, wasn't it? Just really easy. I think any of us could do that. Look, it's starting to bleed, but in a good way. All that gorgeous beetroot juice for helping our oxygenate our blood. So if I was going to serve it like this, I'm going to grab a serving spoon, because that isn't a very good serving. So and then I would just put some edamame out. Those colours look so good together. Okay. So that one can go over to the table for everyone else to try as well. Thanks, Katie. Let's just check the soup, see how it's going. Cooking well. I'll turn that down just a little tiny bit. Can you see in there? Put the lid on. Going great. I just wanted to share with you one of the other things that I do every day for having really healthy skin. So this is my green smoothie. Now, if you want me to, I'm not going to demonstrate it, but if you want to see me demonstrating it, it was in January, the end of January, so 2 cooking classes ago, I actually demonstrated this as part of our Deliciously Light program. So if you want to go back and watch that on the Manna Cafe Facebook page and videos, you'll see me demonstrating it. But this is actually all the things that go into my smoothie in the morning. And you can see green leafy vegetables, which are so high in vitamin A. They've got some vitamin C in there as well. They're just so protective. So kale is also a cruciferous vegetable, like our broccoli and our cauliflower. And then I've got my vitamin C in the lime, the fresh lime, and also in the pineapple. In summer, I freeze my half banana, which I do actually peel. It's a peeled half banana usually. I don't want it to go brown, but usually I have, in summer I'll use half a banana and about 3 little slices of pineapple. You don't need a lot of sugar in here, and I've gotten used to it. My poor darling husband also has it too. He's very good. But yes, having our flax seeds, and so it's about 1/4 of a cup, and this is about 2 tablespoons of pepitas. They're fantastic for our health. Like I was saying before, the omega-3s, our body can't make a protective outer barrier on our skin if we don't have sufficient omega-3s in our diet. Some ginger there as well, so some anti-inflammatory ginger, and we've got our mint for flavour. So what I do is I put all of that into my blender. I strip out the stems for the kale. There's 2 big kale leaves there and a big handful of spinach. And then I use coconut water in my blender, in the upright blender, when I'm making this every morning. And I just do it fresh every morning. I don't make a big lot that's for the whole week, because it does oxidize and it's much more beneficial to make it fresh. So I have it probably makes 2 of those and I have probably one and a half of those, and Julian has one of these. And he's getting very good at, he actually asks for it now, he hasn't had it, so I'm very proud of him. And I've been doing that for about 6 months now, and I'm really noticing a difference. So tonight, I've been very brave. As a female, we don't like to be seen without makeup, and I do put some lip gloss on and some mascara, but I'm not wearing any foundation makeup at all, none at all. So I'm really finding that this is making a huge difference to my skin, and yeah, just try it. I also have, that's not just all I have for breakfast, I might have a piece of toast with some avocado. This morning we had some beans on toast with some, what else? Oh, with a little bit of parsley on top. So that's not the only thing I have for brekkie, but that's certainly something that I love to have for brekkie. And when I'm away, like I was away on the weekend, I really, really missed it. Coming back over here, along with all of the recipes that I'm going to upload into a folder called Eating for Glowing Skin, I've also included this little circle, which is my suggestions for keeping up your glow in your skin. And yeah, so basically for myself, it's 3 things. I like to moisturise, I like to hydrate and nourish, and then I like to protect. So moisturise, what I do, I mean people spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on beauty products, but these are the only 2 products that I actually use on my skin. So this, the Ordinary, I think I pay about $15 or $18 from Cut Price Pharmacy. It's just an oil. This particular one that I use is retinol 0.5% in squalene. And it's just a really light oil, so you can see there. So I just put a few drops like that. I don't actually put it on the back of my hands, but I put that on my face every night before I go to bed, and I put it on underneath my makeup every morning. So that's what I use. So it's made using squalene from a sugarcane plant. So it's 100% plant-based squalene, because squalene is traditionally taken from the liver of sharks, and I'm not about killing sharks for the sake of my health. That's really mean, isn't it, Heidi? Poor darlings. So yes, 100% plant-based squalene, and it's actually squalane because it has to go through a process so that it's stabilised, so it doesn't oxidise easily. So originally squalene, and it becomes squalane, and then there's retinol in there as well. So I really love that product. It's cheap, it's not expensive. My son, about 4 or 5 years ago, my son Ethan, who researches the heck out of everything, came to me and said, "Mum, you've got to go check out the Ordinary products." It's a company that has gone and looked at all of the expensive brand name skincare ranges out there, and it's actually put them together with the most active ingredients in a healthful way at a fraction of the price. So yeah, I love that product. So yeah, I think Cut Price Pharmacy, there's quite a few. Just go in and check out a chemist, and most of them will have that. And they've got a really big range, lots of different ones. And then on the rest of my body, so that's for my face, and then on the rest of my body I just use avocado oil. So most pharmaceutical products actually do have avocado oil in them, and so I just go straight to the source, and it's organic, it's Australian made, it's cold pressed. It's only $10 for that whole bottle, which is expensive if you're going to eat it, but if you can put it on your skin, so I put it on my arms and my legs, and I just find it's really good, really hydrating, and so much cheaper. We don't need to spend huge amount of money on our skin. Because remember I was saying before, we actually need to make our skin healthy from the inside out. So it's 2 meters, almost 2 square meters of skin we all have. It's like our largest organ of our body, and sometimes, you know, just people just rubbing stuff on the outside, it actually doesn't make a difference. You need health from the inside. The glow comes from the inside, not from the outside. Right, what we're talking about tonight is all ingestibles, not injectables for beauty, definitely. Leave those there. So yes, if you want to have a look at that, so I moisturise, hydrate and nourish, so that's talking about drinking lots and lots of water, at least 2 litres if not 3 every day. You'll notice a difference in your skin on the days that you drink enough water. And nourish, that's my green smoothie that I have every morning, and all of this other healthy food. And then protect. So there's 3 reasons why our skin suffers. The first one is oxidative stress. So that's to do with sun damage, it's to do with the environment, chemicals, smoking. Obviously we need to avoid all of those things. Sun is important, but just cover up if it's in the middle of the day. And then inflammation. Inflammation is the next one that we need to protect our skin from. And just remembering that things like animal products, meat, dairy and sugar are all inflammatory. In fact, I'll tell you something about sugar later that's a little bit scary, but it's also motivating to try to avoid it. And then we have to, if we don't get adequate blood flow, that's the third one that we need to protect our body for. We need to make sure all of our blood vessels are open and clear, and we do that by eating plants and drinking enough water. And get some exercise. Exercise is also good for keeping our blood vessels open and clear. Okay, let's go check our soup. I think it's getting pretty close. So we want to keep cooking it until those little... You can see now that you can hardly see the lentils anymore. They've gotten quite soft. It's very bubbly, isn't it? See if we can turn it down. I think another couple of minutes. Just trying to think of something else I needed to tell you. We seem to be doing really well for time, which is fantastic. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else there that needs doing. How's our time going? We've got 17 more minutes on the bread, which is great. Heidi, could you pass over for me? Over there, there's a couple of trays. So this is a little bread that I made earlier today, and I actually made it in a little tiny tin, just because this way you get more of a square slice, which is nice when you toast it in the morning. But you don't need to use a little tin like I did. You can just do a free form. And this is what I just put into the recipe sheets, so I just called it Delicious Ways with Bread. So there's a whole lot of different ways that you can have bread that's healthy and that's really, really good and nourishing for your entire system. And your skin will show it, that it'll glow. If you're feeding yourself all the things that your body needs, then your skin will glow. So yeah, these are lots of different ways that I have that I've used the bread. So there's hummus underneath this one, and this one here, hummus underneath, and then I've got cucumber and mint with avocado here. I've got sautéed mushrooms with some fresh oregano from my garden, a little bit of parsley on the cherry tomatoes. You can see that there's lots of different colours there. So the yellows for our vitamin A, avocado, which is a fantastic source of really healthy fat for our body, and healthy oils in there. And then I've got some little black sesame seeds, which is really great for calcium in our bodies. And then for dessert, we've got these ones here are a vegan hazelnut spread, and this is 100% natural peanut butter. Then we've got some little star. So just a little shape like that is what I used. I think it's for cake decoration, but hey, it works well for your slices of banana as well. Some little sunflower seeds. These are little cacao nibs. Some sliced strawberries. So it's just a really, really attractive way to eat this really delicious bread. I mean, you can eat it plain when it's just come out of the oven, and you need to leave it for about half an hour, but it's delicious just like that. Really yummy. But I will warn you. Okay, so this here is the hazelnut spread that I was talking to you about before on here. And it's delicious. And Julian said it took him straight back to Europe when he was about 11, and that was his first time he took a spoonful of Nutella, because we didn't have it in Australia until, I don't know, the 80s, I guess. So yes, it's organic, but it does have sugar in it. And just remember that just because something's gluten-free or organic or vegan doesn't make it a health food. You still need to read the label. And if it's got sugar in it, you know, really high up, so this has got sugar as the first ingredient, certainly something that you shouldn't eat too much of. Because as I was studying, researching for this, glycation is actually something that happens in our body when we consume sugar. So the sugar molecules actually bond with the fibres of our collagen and our elastin in our skin, and actually makes them really brittle and stiff, and then they break. And that's actually what we know as wrinkles at the end of the day, is the glycation process that happens in our skin when we consume sugar. So go easy on the sugar if you want to have healthy skin, definitely. I'll put that there. It's okay to have a little bit of it, just not too much. Okay, we've got 13 minutes left on the bread. I think the soup should just about be done. So I've just turned it off. You can see it's really soft, really, really soft. And all of those little, it's all gone nice and mushy. None of those little tiny lentils are left anymore. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, just to make it nice and creamy, I'm going to add a cup of my soy milk. Makes it nice and creamy. You can bring it over here so you can have a better look at it. There we go. Here's our soup. Our lovely little mushrooms floating in there, and our carotenoids, and our vitamin A. It's really delicious, and it's great with a slice of gluten-free bread. Unfortunately, I think I used it all up in the attractive way, so my friends over there who are going to be eating it won't have it with toast, but that's okay. I'll give this to Heidi. Can you take this over? I think there's a spot on the table. Maybe one of those salads can move. I'll just move this over here. I'll give you that. You need that. It's really hot. It's really, really hot.
Oh, so you can't, the handles aren't.
Yeah, the handles are hot. Thanks, darling. I think I'm just about there. I can't believe we're ahead of time. It's amazing. Let me just think, is there something else? I'm pretty sure we're done. Pretty sure we're done. Except for the bread out of the oven. Let me have a quick look and see how it's going. Looks pretty good. It is looking pretty good. Here, let's have a look. I'm gonna call it and say, hey, I reckon it's just about done. Right. I think I can probably cut some of this. Cut some of this for my friends to have with their soup. It's a gorgeous bread. It's really tasty. You can see there. You can see all the little seeds in there, which is so beneficial. And the wonderful thing about making your own bread is that there's no preservatives, there's no E-numbers, there's no emulsifiers. You're in charge of every single thing that's gone in there. And we know that it's all good. And it's going to be good for you. It's going to be great for your skin. So let me just cut a little bit more. And then we can send it over for people to have a little bit of their soup. did you want to maybe just take some of those? Thank you. Well, I'm going to call bread. I'm going to say, yeah, I think it's good. It's only about 8 minutes to go, so I think that's pretty good. Oops, there goes the milk.
It's the same as this loaf, isn't it?
What was that?
The same as this loaf.
Yes, yes. Here's our loaf. And loaf straight out of the oven. Let me get my hummus ready. That just makes the crust nice and soft. It would be a little bit hard otherwise. You can see it sizzling. So then I would leave that for probably about half an hour. It's better not to eat it straight away. It'll still be a little bit gluggy in the middle. But yeah, it'll be nice and soft like that. It's really filling. It's a nice heavy loaf, and yeah, so good for you. So yes, I think that's about it for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. It's only taken us 52 minutes to go through all those recipes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being in my kitchen. I look forward to talking to you next. Where's that little bit of paper gone? Yes, next time about Sue Rad's Food as Medicine, Cooking to Prevent and Treat Diabetes. That's what we'll be talking about at least for the next 1 or 2 sessions. I'm really looking forward to getting my book. It's meant to be in the mail very soon. And I'm looking forward to trialling some recipes and choosing some that we can make together here in my kitchen. Thank you very, very much for joining us. I'm going to have one of these on the way out. Yeah, it's been great. Just remember to keep hydrated. Have a look for that little circle in the recipes. There's lots of hints there. And above and beyond anything that I can suggest as far as food goes, something that I find that just gives anyone an inner glow that who has it is trust in a higher power. And I just find there is so much joy in knowing that I have a heavenly friend who cares about me. No matter what I'm going through, he cares about me. He cares about my nutrition, and he cares about me when I'm going through stressful situations. And joy is a much deeper emotion than mere happiness. And joy isn't dependent on our circumstances. So yeah, I'd encourage you to do all of these things for a glowing complexion, and also, yeah, trust in a higher power. Works for me for sure. Thank you for coming. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time.